Welcome to your Tuesday yoga practice. This is the last day of August 2021. That's kind of wild to say. House rule, or maybe it's like just a natural law. We don't move the cat. So I'll do my best. Life is all about modifying with what is given to you. So find your comfortable seat. Maybe working around kids or pets or partners. And get yourself situated in a way that you can sit tall. We'll only be here for just a minute or so, just to arrive and ground. Sometimes it can feel really grounding and connecting to rub your hands on your thighs. Start to breathe deeply, knowing that you made it. You are right on time. So Tuesdays in Ayurveda, Tuesdays are associated with Mars. The colors associated with Tuesdays are red, orange, and bronze. And focus, action, passion, warrior energy, and strength can be things that we align with today. So if there's anything, especially being the end of the month, anything that you need to wrap up, you can imagine tapping into that powerful Mars energy. Sit tall. If you'd like to begin your practice by chanting Om, you can join me in bringing your hands together in front of your heart, keeping in mind that the whole world is vibrating, and using our voice is a way that we can intentionally add our vibration to the world around us. Connecting. Inhale for one long Om. Release your hands. Keep sitting tall and breathing deeply. Working with that Mars-like color of red, we can notice the very base of our spine. This is where the root chakra is. Our root or base chakra is associated with our feelings of security, the most basic of human needs. You can imagine the base of your spine growing a tail, just like we all began, rooting down. Let that tail break through the earth, base of your spine extending, connecting you deep, deep to the center of the earth. More vibrant red visuals here as we anchor to the core of the earth. And with every breath in, the spine lengthens, the crown floats up to the sky. Breathe here. I'll share a quote from Waking the Tiger, Healing Trauma by Peter Levine. And this is quoted from the Gnostic Gospels. If you bring forth that which is within you, then that which is within you will be your salvation. If you do not bring forth that which is within you, then that which is within you will destroy you. Slowly open your eyes if they're closed, and we'll slowly make our way to lie on our backs. Making your way onto your spine. Keep your feet on the earth, knees pointed to the sky. Walk your feet out as wide as the edges of the mat. Let your knees knock together. Bring both of your hands to your low belly, or maybe to rest on your hips. And here we'll transition into Ujjayi Pranayama. So that's the ocean sounding breath where we constrict the back of the throat. A way that I like to practice getting into it is to imagine I'm fogging a mirror. So you can practice with your mouth open, like you're fogging a mirror, fogging up a window. And once you've familiarized yourself with the constriction in the back of your throat, you can close your mouth and continue breathing in that way through your nostrils, inhaling and exhaling with a gently constricted throat. So this breath can be warming and it can also be calming, cueing our nervous system to transition into parasympathetic, sometimes called rest and digest. It's the opposite of fight or flight. This is the time when your body switches into its own healing mode. A few more rounds playing with this Ujjayi pranayama. You can incorporate Ujjayi breath into your yoga practice anytime. Feel your shoulders softening into the ground. Feel your body completely supported by the earth. On an inhale, bring your knees to point straight up. Walk your feet in an inch or two. Hug your right knee in first. Give yourself a hug. Then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4 with the legs. You can stay just like this, maybe pushing the right leg away with the right hand. Maybe you draw your legs in towards your chest. Maybe you reach behind your left thigh and interlace your fingers, hugging the legs in. Maybe you interlace your fingers over the left shin. Whatever's available to you today, notice if your mind tries to make judgments, calling it good or bad, and just let it be what it is. It's neutral. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Keep breathing here. Reclined figure 4. This is like a pigeon pose. Good. Breathe deeply. Maybe you sway your hips a little side to side. Slowly unwind your legs. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Again, we have options all along the way. You can keep your right foot on the ground. Gently press your left thigh away from your chest. Maybe you hug your legs in towards your chest. Maybe you interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. You can also just clutch onto the thigh. Maybe it's available to interlace your fingers over your shin. Keep in mind, this is your personal practice, and one of the joys, as far as I'm concerned, of practicing at home is we can really listen to our bodies. There is no one judging us except for that little voice in our heads, which is not our true self. It is the impressions of so many other things. And now is a time we can practice silencing it, choosing to think neutral or positive thoughts of our body's abilities. See if you can relax your shoulders, relax your head and neck. Remember, Ujjayi pranayama might be invited to this posture, ocean sounding breath. That's also a nice tool to help us focus our minds. The mind's job is to run around. Chittavrittis or fluctuations of the mind, that's what it does. It's a survival skill. So no need to be frustrated when your mind won't focus. Just notice it happening and then return to your breath or the sensations you feel. As you're ready, return both feet to the earth. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Open your arms out. Maybe you cactus your arms. Maybe you bring them out like a T. Slowly let your legs fall gently to the left. It's early. You don't have to force a deep twist. Just let the legs fall to the left. Maybe you look towards the right. Breathe. As you inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, uncross your legs, then cross the left leg over the right. Breathe deeply. And with your next exhale, let your legs fall to the right. Gentle reclined spinal twist. Looking up or over the left arm. Allow space between your teeth. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, unwind your legs. Roll up or push yourself up onto one side. We're going to make our way into a seated posture just for a moment. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, twist to your left and lower your hands down. Keep sitting tall. Inhale back through center. Reach your arms up. See if you can switch the cross of your legs without your arms and hands help. Inhale for length again. Exhale, twist to the right. Lower your hands down. A big breath here. And exhale, return through neutral. Make your way into tabletop. In tabletop, fingers are spread really wide. Try to anchor into your fingertips, into the root of your index finger and thumb. Aku, Claire's dog, is joining her. Tuck your toes, inhale deeply, exhale, send your hips high, finding downward facing dog. This one's for you, Haku. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can sway your hips generously side to side while keeping your hands anchored. Feel the stretch through your armpits, through your side body, through your hips. Return to neutral and downward facing dog. Keep in mind a bend in the knees is usually a good idea. Let's all bend our knees while we walk our hands back about halfway. Reach your right hand towards your left ankle. Maybe you can reach your fingertips under the right heel. Remember, bending the knees is good. Push the ground away with your left hand as you twist your spine, looking under your left arm. Imagine pulling your left hip back in space. One more breath like this. As you exhale, release the right hand, reach the left hand for the outside of the right ankle. Maybe you can bring your fingertips under the right heel. Push the ground away with your right hand. Twist as you look under your right arm. Pull the right hip back in space. Breathe. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, place your left hand back on the mat. Bend your knees generously as you walk your hands back to meet your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Shake and nod your head, releasing tension. Clasp opposite elbows. Notice how that adds a little more weight, a little more gravity. Another breath like this, and as you exhale, release your hands. Keep your right hands or fingertips on the earth. Bend your right knee generously. Straighten your left leg. Bring your left hand to your left hip as you start to rotate your torso open to the left. Here's a nice chance to bring your left hand around to the right side body, scoop the belly as you revolve your torso, then maybe you reach your left fingertips to the sky. Breathe here. I was lucky enough to do my first 200-hour training with one of our teachers was a medical doctor, and she would say, pick up and move your adipose tissue. So this belly fat or whatever we want to call it is just adipose tissue. We don't need to be attached to it or add baggage to it. Just move it when you want to. One more big breath. As you exhale, unwind left hand to earth, bend the left knee, straighten the right. Right hand to right hip, start to revolve your torso to the right. Again, you can pick up and scoop any tissue out of the way, helping you revolve your torso to the right. Maybe you reach your right fingertips to the sky. Maybe you come up higher on the left fingertips if it's available to you. Breathe deeply. One more breath like this, noticing where you feel sensation. Exhale, unwind. Walk your hands back to downward facing dog. Navel towards spine. On an inhale, come forward into plank. Adjust your hands or feet however you need to. Push the ground away in plank. Press back through your heels. One more breath like this. Imagine the movement coming from your navel now. Bend your knees and lift your hips. Push back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, come back into plank. On an exhale, navel lifts back up to the sky, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale forward into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees, send your hips back, find Balasana, child's pose. A lot of the times I like to practice this with my knees wide, draping the torso between the thighs. You can also always practice with your thighs together. Walk your fingertips forward as you sink your hips back. You can stay like this or take a twist with me, weaving the right hand under the left arm. You can stay just like this, or you can bring your palms together, pressing the hands together in Anjali Mudra. Start to look over your left shoulder. You can let your head hang heavy. Breathe deeply as you unwind, return through neutral, and then weave your left hand under your right arm. You can stay like this or bring your hands together in prayer, letting your head hang as you start to look up over the right shoulder. Breathe as you unwind, re-extend the arms, tuck your toes, inhale deeply, exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, send your right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Look forward, exhale, step or swing the right foot to meet the right thumb, whatever it takes to get the right leg up there. If you have blocks at the top of your mat, you can bring those under your fingertips. Pausing here in high runner's lunge, pulling the heart forward, again, maybe moving belly out of the way. One more breath like this, and then set your left knee down. On an inhale, see if you can reach your arms up to the sky. Low crescent lunge. Option to stay here or twist. Inhale for length. Exhale, open up to the right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Option to stay here or to drop your right hand to the back of your left thigh, left hand to the sky. Another big breath. Exhale, return to neutral, both hands on the earth. Keep your left hand on the block or mat. Right hand to right hip, start to revolve your torso to the right again. Maybe you reach your right fingertips to the sky. Maybe you reach your left knee off of the earth and press back through the heel. If you've got your hand on the block, maybe you explore moving the block, dropping your fingertips to the earth. Option for the next breath or two to float your left hand off of the earth, coming up into a high revolved lunge. Super challenging for balance. Breathe with it. Option to once again reverse it, dropping your right hand, lifting your left hand. After a breath or two, we'll cartwheel our hands down, lower the left knee, bend the left knee, left heel towards hip. You might need to pad under your knee here with a blanket or fold your mat over. Again, left hand grounds, right hand starts to reach back in space. Look back towards your right thumb. Maybe you pull your left heel closer to your left hip. Maybe you can catch the top of the foot or the ankle with your right hand. It's not a competition, just explore. Notice your right foot. Are you shifting the weight to the pinky side edge of your right foot? And if so, can you intentionally anchor into the four corners of the foot? One more breath here. As you exhale, unwind, plant your hands. Maybe you keep your hands on your blocks as you step back to plank for a breath. And as you exhale, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Sometimes it's really nice to do downward dog on the blocks. It gives us more space. If they're sliding away from you, try to squeeze the hands back towards the feet. Just one more breath like this. And on an inhale, lift your left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Look forward, exhale, step or swing the left foot to the top of the mat, whatever it takes to get there. If you're using blocks, you might have noticed it's a little easier. Press back through your right heel as you draw your heart forward. Another breath like this. And drop your right knee. On an inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Your right toes can be tucked or untucked. You'll find a little more stability with the foot flattened out and a little more challenge and stretch in the foot if you keep the toes tucked. Inhale to reach, exhale, option to twist to the left and open your arms out wide. Active fingers stretching. Option to stay here or drop your left hand to the back of your right thigh, right arm up to the sky. Looking anywhere that helps you feel stable. We're throwing our proprioception off when we do twists like this. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale your hands to the earth. Right hand stays connected to the block or mat. Left hand to left thigh. Start to twist your torso to the left. As you're ready, maybe you reach the left fingertips to the sky. Maybe you tuck the right toes and lift the right knee off of the mat, pressing back through the right heel. Imagine squeezing the legs together. Notice that might give you more space to twist more open. Just an option. Maybe you float your right fingertips off of the earth, coming up to a high revolved lunge. Maybe you drop your left hand and lift your right hand. Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale from wherever you are. Cartwheel your hands down. Lower your right knee. Bend your right knee. Hamstring curl. Quad stretch. Breathing like this with a long spine, we can start to twist our torso once more to the left. Reach the left fingertips back, look towards the left thumb. Don't let the left leg splay out. Keep imagining you're hugging the legs together. Maybe you can catch the right foot, maybe not. Breathe wherever you go. Notice where the mind goes. With an inhale, return all of your awareness here as you unwind with an exhale, gently setting your right toes down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, giant step to the top of the mat, forward fold. On an inhale, rise all the way up with a long spine, reaching all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Sink your hips low. Make your way all the way to a seat and roll all the way down onto your back. Arms out wide or as a cactus, cross your right leg over your left. This time, let's pick up and shift our hips to the right a little. Inhale, draw your legs in towards your chest, and exhale, drop the legs off to the left. Maybe you lift your right arm up overhead. Maybe you imagine dropping your right hip away from your head, exaggerating this stretch in this reclined spinal twist. Spread your fingers and toes wide. As you exhale, come back to neutral, unwinding your legs. Cross your left leg over your right. Pick up and scoot your hips to the left a little. Inhale, draw the legs into your chest, and exhale, drop them to the right. Relax your shoulders as best you can onto the earth. Maybe you reach your left arm up overhead. You can imagine dropping your left hip away from the hands, spreading your fingers and toes. One more breath. And as you exhale, unwind. Hug your knees in towards your chest, Uttanasana. Really nice grounding posture. You can rock side to side. And when you're ready, send your legs long, send your arms long. Trust that this time is valuable as you rest in stillness and Shavasana. As you arrive, you can press the back of your head into the earth, picking up your chest, drawing your shoulders towards each other and down, and then settling your chest back to the earth. Palms flipped towards the sky. Feet fall out open away from each other. Breathe deeply here. If you bring forth that which is within you, then that which is within you will be your salvation. If you do not bring forth that which is within you, then that which is within you will destroy you. Bring forth that which is within you. It will be your salvation. We all have a deep well of peace and equanimity inside of us. Noticing our breath can help us return to it. Take a full body stretch and breathe deeply whenever you're ready. As you're ready, return to an easy seated posture. Sitting tall, draw your hands together in front of heart space, taking a moment to perhaps thank yourself for showing up to your practice. Maybe take any sense of peace that we've cultivated over the last 30 minutes and carry it with us through the world today. Closing with one long Om, inhaling. Thank you for sharing your practice. Thank you all for being